stop scrolling, because what I'm about to reveal could mean an extra $1,000 to $2,000 landing directly in your pocket this year. Yes, you heard that right. Real money, not rumors. And this time, it's coming straight from tariff revenue that could turn into direct payments for millions of struggling Americans. If you receive Social Security, SSI or SSDI, or you're living on a fixed income and wondering how you'll cover next month's groceries, you'll want to stay until the end, because today we're uncovering the truth behind President Trump's tariff rebate plan, how it could actually work, who qualifies, and what Washington isn't telling you. And trust me, once you hear what's happening behind the scenes, you'll understand why experts are calling this the most unexpected financial twist of 2025. So let's get right into it. And I assure you, this is shocking. Take a look at this headline that just dropped. Make it rain, truth behind new tariff stimulus checks ranging between $1,000 and $2,000. It's not the first time the president has considered similar payments. That's the headline that caught everyone's attention this week. For the first time since leaving office, President Trump openly discussed a nationwide tariff-funded relief program, something he's calling a rebate, or dividend for the American people. In simple words, Trump says, if America is collecting billions from other countries through tariffs, that money should go back into the pockets of hardworking Americans. And that statement alone has reignited hope and controversy across the country. I'm about to make you a promise. And if you're living on a fixed income, this one's going to make you smile for the first time in a while. Look at this, $2,000 payments, proposed by Congressman 2025. New stimulus checks out for everyone? Check eligibility now. That's right, it's not just talk anymore. A new proposal from a Democratic congressman is calling for a $2,000 direct payment to every eligible American adult. This comes as grocery prices hit record highs and seniors are forced to make heartbreaking choices between food, rent, and medication. According to the plan, this stimulus could help more than 180 million Americans, including retirees, low-income workers, and veterans. But here's the catch. The White House and Congress must both sign off before any checks are sent. And look at this, what Trump actually said. This is truly shocking. Trump says he is considering giving Americans $2,000 tariff stimulus checks. During a recent interview, Trump was asked directly about how much relief Americans could expect. His response? We're thinking maybe $1,000 to $2,000. That short statement sent shockwaves through the media. For context, this isn't the first time Trump's floated the idea of direct payments. Back in 2020, and again during his campaign speeches in 2024, he hinted that tariff profits, the money the U.S. earns from charging other countries for imports, could be redirected to help American citizens. Now, in 2025, it looks like that idea is gaining serious traction once again. Where would the money come from? This is an actual reality. Here's the big question. How can the government afford to hand out $1,000 to $2,000 checks when the country is already facing debt and a partial shutdown? Trump's answer lies in tariffs, the taxes foreign countries pay when exporting goods to the U.S. According to his statement, these tariffs have generated hundreds of billions of dollars in new revenue, mostly from China, India, and Canada. Trump claims that in the last few months alone, tariff income has brought in nearly $200 billion, with forecasts estimating up to $2 to $7 trillion over the next 3 years. His proposal? Redirect a portion of those funds, roughly $200 billion, back to the American people. He's calling it a dividend for America. For any payments to actually happen, Congress would need to draft and pass legislation, a process that could take months. And right now, the government is dealing with a partial shutdown, which means many of those legislative discussions are frozen. Still, Trump's comments have put pressure on both parties. Several lawmakers, including Republicans and Democrats, have expressed interest in exploring the idea. especially since it could be funded without borrowing more money or raising taxes. But others argue it's a political move, meant to energize voters ahead of the next election cycle. What it means for seniors and SSDI, SSI recipients. Let's talk about the group hit hardest by rising prices: seniors and Americans with disabilities. Over 5 million seniors currently receive benefits below the poverty line. And according to a recent Gallup report, grocery prices are up 21% in just 3 years. For retirees living on Social Security or disability income, that's devastating. A one-time $2,000 payment could mean catching up on rent, paying off medical debt, or simply putting food on the table. That's why the pressure is growing on Washington, not just to talk, but to act. Even if the tariff stimulus doesn't pass immediately, these discussions are forcing lawmakers to acknowledge a painful truth. But this line is much harsh for seniors. Millions of Americans are hanging by a thread, and they can't afford to wait. Why analysts are divided, economists are split on whether a tariff-funded stimulus is even possible. Supporters say tariffs are a real revenue stream and that redirecting them to households could boost the economy. Critics, however, warn that tariffs also increase prices on imports, which could cancel out the benefits. But here's something interesting. Several financial analysts note that this plan, if executed properly, could become a self-funded relief program, one that doesn't add to the national debt. That's exactly what makes it so politically attractive and so controversial. The timeline and what happens next. Let's be clear. Even if President Trump fully supports this plan, he cannot issue these checks through executive order alone. The process would look like this. Congress drafts a bill outlining who qualifies and how much each group receives. The bill passes through the House and Senate. Finally, the president signs it into law. The public reaction to social media has exploded with comments from frustrated Americans saying, "We need this now, not later. My rent just went up again. If this is real, it could save my family." There's no official approval yet for these tariff stimulus checks. But the fact that both Trump and several members of Congress are talking about it means it's on the national radar. And that's a major step forward. If it moves forward, millions of Americans, especially seniors, veterans, and low-income workers, could see direct payments in their accounts within months. But for now, it's all about pressure and politics. So, I want to hear from you. Do you believe President Trump will actually deliver these $2,000 tariff checks? Or is it just another Washington promise that fades away? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, if you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss the next update on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and stimulus news. Updated daily for you.